Hello, boys and girls. Today for math, we are going to review what we talked about yesterday first. So, who can remind me what we call this? What is this called? Very good. This is a number path. Do you remember what we did with our number paths yesterday? You're right. We had a number path on the ground, and we had different friends who hopped forward some when we were adding and hopped back some when we were subtracting. But we noticed that each time when we added something, the next time we subtracted that same number. So we always ended back where we started. So for example, if Miss Huff had 5 students, where would Miss Huff start on her number path? Very good. Miss Huff would start at the number 5 on her number path. So I put that circle so I know where I'm starting. Okay? Now let's say that Miss Huff had 2 students that joined her. So I had 2 more friends who came to join me. What would I do? Am I showing an addition sentence, adding more together, or a subtraction sentence, taking students away? Very good. I'm showing an addition sentence. So I am adding more. So I'm going to hop forward 2 spaces. Ready? 1, 2. Okay. So now how many students does Miss Huff have? You're right. Miss Huff has 7 students. Can you help me write my addition sentence? What number do I start with? You're right. I start with 5 because that's where I started. Very good. What does this sign mean? You're right. It's plus. How many more did I add? How many more did I add? You're right. I added 2 more because I did 2 hops. So I add 2. Okay? So 5 plus 2 equals how many? How many students do I have now? You're right. I have 7 because I ended on the number 7. Very good. Okay, so if you remember yesterday, after I did that, I would do another number story. And I would say that Miss Huff had 7 students, but 2 students went away. If 2 students went away, am I adding students together or am I taking students away? You're right. I'm taking students away. So if 2 students left, I'm going to do 2 hops back. So 1, 2. Okay? I'm writing a subtraction sentence now. So I have my minus sign. Okay, what number am I going to start with for my subtraction sentence? You're right. I'm going to start with the number 7 because that's where I started. Okay? Now, how many students did I take away? How many hops did I go back? You're right. I went 2 hops back. So I'm going to take away 2. Okay, so how many students does that equal? How many students do I have left? Very good. I have 5 students left. So in our first sentence, our addition number sentence, we started at 5. And in our subtraction sentence, we ended at the number 5. That's what we learned about in math yesterday. Today, I promise, it's going to be much simpler. I can't wait for us to get started. If you want, you guys can have a parent or a grown-up help you draw your own number path so that you can follow along with me. Or you can do your very best to draw your own number path. In order to draw your own number path, you are going to draw a nice big rectangle, okay? And then you're going to split that rectangle so that you have 10 boxes. And then you're going to write your numbers 1 all the way up to 10 to make your number path. If you want to go ahead and do that, go ahead and pause this video, make your number path, and then you can come back and finish the rest of our math video. Welcome back. Okay, here's how this is going to work. Miss Huff has a dice, okay? So I'm going to roll the dice, and then I'm going to show you the number that I rolled. And that is the number that we are going to start with, okay? So that's the number on our number path that we are going to start on, okay? So here I go. I'm going to roll my dice. I got this number. What number is this? Very good. It's a 4. So what number am I going to start on my number path? Very good. I'm going to start on 4. So I want everyone to start on the number 4. Okay. This time, we are going to add one more. So how many hops am I going to take? Am I going to take a hop forward or am I going to take a hop backward? If I'm adding one more, you're right. I'm going to take a hop forward. And I'm only going to take one. Okay? So with your finger, you can do your one hop. Doop. What number am I at? You're right. I'm at the number 5. So now we need to write our addition sentence. I wonder if you can help me. Okay, what number did I start at? You're right. I started at the number 4. How many did I add? How many did I add? How many hops did I do? You're right. I only did one hop, so I only added 1. So how many do I have all together? What is my new whole? What's my total? You're right. My total is 5. Can we say that number sentence all together? 4 plus 1 equals 5. Okay, I'm going to leave that number sentence on my board. And Miss Huff is going to roll that dice again. Are you ready? Now tell me what number I got. What number did I get now? You're right. I got the number 2. So where on my number path am I going to start? You're right. I am going to start on the number 2. So I'm going to put a little triangle so that you can see where I'm starting. You, with your finger, go on your number path and start on the number 2. We're only going to add 1, so I'm going to go up 1. What number am I at now? You're right. I'm at the number 3. Okay, you know what time it is. It's number sentence time. Okay, what number did I start at? You're right, I started at 2. So that number comes first. How many did I add? You're right, I added 1. So that number comes next. What number am I at now? What is my whole? You're right. I did my 1 hop, so I am now at 3. Okay. Everyone say that number sentence with me. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Let's do that again. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay. We're going to do it one last time. What number did I get? You're right. I got the number 1. So I'm going to do an open circle on the number 1. Okay, I want you to do on your number path with your finger. Find the number 1. Okay, there's my open circle for my number 1. Then I'm only going to add 1 more. So how many hops do I have to do? You're right. I only have to do 1 hop. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 hop. Okay, what number am I at now? You're right. I'm at 1. Okay, now write that number sentence. You gotta help me. Okay. Let's see here. What number did I start at? You're right. I started at 1. How many did I add? You're right. I only did 1 hop, so I added 1. Okay. So what does that equal? How many does that equal? What's my whole? You're right. My whole is 2. Everyone say that number sentence with me. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Let's do that again. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay, so we've done this 3 different times. I wonder, do you guys notice any patterns? Do you see a pattern that's going on here? Very good. I see a pattern too. I noticed that each time I only added 1. And every time I added 1, I got a number that was 1 bigger, or the next number when I'm counting. So when I'm counting from 1 and I count up 1, what number do I get? You're right, I get 2. When I'm at 2 and I count up 1, what number do I get? You're right, I get 3. When I'm at 3 and I count up 1, I get 4. So 3 and 1 more makes 4. You guys are getting good at noticing your number patterns. Okay, we're going to do one last thing. Let me show you what we're going to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this one is I am going to write a number sentence. So I'm going to write 1 plus 1 equals blank. Okay, now after my number sentence, I'm going to draw 1 the 5 group way. So if I'm drawing something the 5 group way, how many are allowed to go on top? You're right, only 5. And then if it's something that's more than 5, I have to put more on the bottom until I get to that number. Okay, so I'm drawing 1. Is that going to make a big difference if I draw it the 5 group way? No, because it's just 1 dot. So I'm going to draw 1 dot. Okay, so I have my 1 dot. Now, how many am I adding? You're right, I'm adding 1 more dot. So I'm going to draw an open circle to show that I'm adding 1 more. How many dots do you see altogether? Very good, you see 2 dots. Okay, now this time I'm going to start with 2. And I'm going to add 1. And I'm going to start with how many dots? How many dots do I start with? You're right, I'm going to start with 2 dots. So I'm going to put 2 colored in dots. Okay? How many dots am I adding? You're right, I'm adding 1 dot. So then I'm going to fill in 1 open dot. Okay, so now let's look. 2 plus 1 equals, how many dots do you see all together? You're right, you see 3 dots all together. Okay, let's do that one more time. I'm going to start with a 3. I'm going to add 1. So how many dots am I going to draw? You're right, I'm going to draw 3 closed-in dots. How many dots am I going to add? You're right, I'm going to add 1 dot. So I'm going to have 1 open circle. Okay? So 3 plus 1 equals, how many dots do you see? You're right, you see 4. So my answer is 4. Okay. Now it's time for you to show me what you learned. So I'm going to show you what your math worksheet looks like for today. So for your math worksheet today, you have 2 different sheets. The first one looks like this, and the next one looks like this. Okay? Okay, so here's how I'm going to do the first one. See up here, we have my number path. Okay, so you have your number path to help you. This one says, use the number path to add. Write the number in the box. Color the circles to match. Use a different color to show one more. Okay? So you're going to color. So this one right here says 1 plus 1. So I'd start at 1. I do a hop, 1 more, and I get 2. Okay, so on here, what number am I going to write in the box? 1 plus 1 equals what? You're right, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay, so I'm going to circle, color in 1 circle because that's how many I had to start. And then in a different color, I'm going to color the second one because that's how many circles I added. Okay, so you're going to do that all the way down this page. Okay, notice that you only get to 5 plus 1. Then you have this sheet. Don't worry, this sheet is still asking you to do the same thing, okay? But instead, you're going to start at 6. Okay, so when you get down here, don't let it trick you. It says fill in the number sentence. Color the circles. Down here, you get to choose which number you want from 1 all the way up to 9. And you are going to add 1 and fill in the circles, okay? Remember that you're going to use 2 different colors. One color to show how many you started with, the next color to show how many you added. What do you notice I'm adding each time? What number am I adding each time? You're right, you're adding 1 each time. So I should only ever see 1 circle that you're adding. Okay, so each time you're going to start with the number that you had. So I'd have 9 circles colored. Then I'm going to have 1 circle that's a different color because I added 1 more. Now, are you going to color all the circles on every problem? No, you're not going to fill up all these circles every time. In fact, there's only one of these problems that you will fill up all the circles. Unless you choose to do that problem down here too. Okay, this one you get to pick your own number that you want to start at and add 1 to. Okay, after you have finished doing this paper, I want you to take a picture of it and upload it to Seesaw. You guys were given this paper to take home yesterday. If it magically disappeared between school and home. Don't worry, I have it up for you on Seesaw, and you can use the drawing tools to do it as well. Great job, my little mathematicians.